And we're live. Painkiller already, episode 379 with our guest Kit. Kyle?
Yeah, we got Kit from his Twitch channel is Kit Boga. I've been watching a good bit of it. Very good stuff. We're big fans of prank phone calls, but yours are a little bit different.
Thank you, dude.
You're not you're sort of pranking scamsters, like scam artists, right?
Yes. Yeah. From a range of like IRS tax fraud type people to the tech support stuff that you've probably seen where they're like, you've got a virus on your computer.
Do you find that it's hard to stay in a lane with an accent? Because like I feel like after a couple minutes you just become a caricature, and then you're like talking like Fireghoul and like doing ridiculous exaggerate. But I guess they're Indian, and so they're not gonna, or most of them are. I'm assuming they're all Indian. What percentage of them are actually Indian?
Watch it. Most of them. Yeah?
Most
all of them.
That's fair enough, because I have introduced your videos to enough of my friends. I'm like, hey, do you know that guy who pretends to be Russian on the internet and shoots guns? And they're like, well, I know of a Russian guy on the internet who shoots guns. It's like, no, he's from Georgia. They're like, no, you mean Georgia, like next to Ukraine? And they're like, no, the one next to, fucking Florida. Like,
yeah, I've gotten that definitely before. I remember once I don't remember what guy it was. We were talking to this like gun manufacturer or whatever, wanting to go play with some of their shit, and the guy was like, I don't want to work with no goddamn commie. And my friend was like, no, he's from Georgia. And he's like, fuck, they're all the same over there. Goddamn, they were part of the Soviet bloc. Don't you know your history, bro? He's like, no, Atlanta, Georgia, the home of Jeff Foxworthy. Okay, this is like, you got to get on board here.
Jeff Foxworthy. All right, I'll hear him out.
All right, now you're speaking my language. All right.
But the other day, this guy told Granny Edna she was just wasting his time. I pretended to fall down the stairs. And
I'll watch a highlight at some point. I want to see you.
Yeah. I've got a whole list here whenever we want to get to it.
And because he told me I was in New York City, right? And I had to go, and it was at the time there was like a snowstorm, and he's like, you got to go to I always say I'm going to the Piggly Wiggly, even though it's not in New York City.
Not in New York, they don't know.
But, yeah. So I'm falling down the stairs and I'm making all these like thudding noises, and I get on the phone and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to sob a little bit. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's gonna take a little bit longer. And he was like just screaming at the top of his lungs, like, you have to go now or you're going to die. And at that point I lost, like I couldn't hold character because I was so angry. Like, and just, you're telling an old lady to die. To me, it's one thing to try to save you from the IRS, and it's one thing to be willing to scam someone, but then to threaten some poor old lady. Granted, I was messing with him, but still at that point I broke character, and I wanted to like punch the screen, and but instead I was like, really? You're gonna tell an old lady to die? And he hung up right away.
I kind of want to see you do like a little child's voice and look for pedophiles. Now that's taking it to the next level. We had Chris Hansen on the show before, and those were fascinating talks with him about hunting the pedophiles down to catch a predator. I would fucking love that. Now that is really stepping things up a notch. That's when like your audience is like, all right, we just reported him to his local sheriff's department. They're en route. Like that would really step things up several notches.
Have you ever thought about getting a voice modulator for like a child voice, and then you could call people who you suspect to be pedophiles?
I've tried. I've never even thought about the pedophile thing.
Turn them in.
I've never thought about it.
You're just repeating what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He did.
My bad. I missed that.
I thought you were just really excited about the questions.
Well, I was really excited about the question. My bad. Because they're already in for a pound with being a pedophile.
Because it wouldn't be effective, right? Like if I'm trying to pick up a 9-year-old boy, for example, I can't send him naked pictures of 9-year-old boys. That's not what they're looking for.
Sure.
That's true. I was thinking more like dick pics.
Yeah.
Would that even work though? Like,
but then he wouldn't want to talk
with candy or like.
Well, we're not talking about actually luring a child. We're just talking about what they do.
Yeah, what like if
I
it's an
feel
issue
like you've gotten far too into the mind of the pedophile. You're like, this isn't going to work.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, if you're
Trust
trying
me,
to
one little boy, you show him your video game collection first, right? Like when he sees my Minecraft server,
you're not
believe
going to get
me,
dick pics. You're going to get a bookshelf full of Xbox games.
That's true. Like Woody, when you almost got molested as a kid, when that guy was like, I have a dope stereo.
Yeah.
If he had said, you want to see my cock? you'd have been like, no,
No.
no, I thought you had a stereo.
I was really tempted
You know, if
by
that's
the audio,
part of
yeah.
if that's part of the deal, I guess, you know, maybe. But
3,
Yeah.
2, 1, play.
Trying to steal your information from your computer, sir, because you are not having a protection on your computer.
Okay, but
That
where
is
are
the
they
only reason
from?
you're getting
Because
this
I have
critical
like
alert on your computer.
I have a lot of people from like from like the Russia, maybe that is maybe
Okay,
that.
because
He clicked it. He clicked it.
just going through the whole
Wait,
house.
why are you looking at my nude folder? Like that is very private.
That's fucking
It doesn't even. I think at the end, or it could be a different clip. I was like, "Well, what do you think?" And the guy was he just lost it. But,
I'm a breeder.
yeah. Oh, jeez.
Can we watch the other
Actually,
one while we're group watching?
The girl's ass because I'm subscribed.
The one that I linked.
All right, let me see which one you sent.
It's a board. All right, I'm going to the other one. I'm sorry.
Kyle's a little distracted.
Fuck.
Oh,
Man,
definitely.
I want to harness your trolling abilities to troll a friend of ours.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, I know where this is going.
Do you have like a structure in your head already planned, Kyle?
Well, to say it kind of like gets rid of this bullet, but he claims he has a property in Johnsonville, right? We could call as the IRS and say that he has unpaid taxes on this property in Johnsonville, and we're going to scoop it up, or we could call and be like, we about it, same thing, but his trailer, right? He'd really start sweating bullets if we told him that he had unpaid taxes, because I don't know exactly how it's working out, but I think his mom's probably paying the taxes because she owns the place, right? He's like gives her the money and then she pays the taxes, so like you could really get him in a tizzy if you told him that you were going to come take the property away from him or something.
Just
Oh,
don't
that'd be
get
so
caught
fucking mean.
impersonating. an
Oh, is that a
IRS
crime?
office. I would assume
Sounds a
if
little
it got,
crimey.
if he got actually like upset, he may be like, someone's pretending to be a police officer or IRS officer.
Is it a
That's
criminal to
true. Yeah, I didn't
impersonate
even
a
think
federal
about it.
IRS?
Just be on the lookout for the only guy who orders a large soda cup full of gravy. You know?
I do get the family size mashed potatoes and gravy when I go to KFC. I get the small bucket of mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm a big fan. It's so goddamn good.
Have you ever been like going through a drive-through and you're gonna order so much food that part of you wants to be like, I should like pretend to be on the phone so I can be like, and a number 4 and a hold up, Sharon. Okay, and another number 4 and
Yes,
what does Alan want? 2 10s. Okay. See you the
I
next one.
absolutely
and
have
5
done
Diet
that.
Cokes. Yeah,
I
you've done
absolutely
that
have.
before?
Oh, absolutely not that. But what I do is I order sodas. I'm like, and I'll need a Dr Pepper, a Diet Pepsi, and a Mountain Dew. Like I want to make it seem like this is 3 people I'm ordering for. Meanwhile, I'm getting home and like setting it up all around
I'm hungry,
myself
not
so that I can
thirsty.
reach. I'm like pouring the Mountain Dew out as I drive away. This was just for show. This was just for show.
This is the gravy cup now. Yeah. I can picture like Kyle like treating his fast food places like the way like a hardcore alcoholic does liquor stores, where they'll like switch stores throughout the week to try and deny how bad it is. Where Kyle's like, "Oh, can't wait for KFC." Shit, I had KFC the last 3 days. Well,
That happened yesterday.
Shaniqua's gonna be working, so I guess
I
this
swear to
is.
God, that exact thing that happened yesterday. I went to KFC. All right, I got my bucket, my gravy, and I got home, and Kitty was like, "You get me any KFC?" And I was like, "You were taking a fucking nap. I didn't know you wanted KFC." I'm like, "Fuck!" So I walk right back out of the house and I go back to KFC. And as I go, and I could tell when I got to the window, the lady was like, "Here's your bucket of chicken." She's like, "You again, motherfucker? What? How are you so thin? What are you doing?"
I dropped all of it. Yeah.
I changed my mind. I want more this time.
Yeah.
They give me free cookies now when I go, which I think is a sign of my patronage. I think they're like, "Oh, he's back again. Here's your free cookie, sugar."
Now they've got bets on when you get type 2.
Type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, someone's trying to. If you got the beatus, they're trying to speed it up.
And I like to believe that they're 10 episodes a season. Could even be less. So a minimum of 25 million an episode of this show, which can't be more than an
Is it
hour.
gonna be good though? Like Amazon,
Oh, it's gonna be. How could
I'm
they
still
not
on
be
the
good with that
fence.
budget?
Oh, please, I could make something shitty with that budget. I could double that budget and still make something shitty.
Well, I don't
believe
think,
you.
but they didn't hire you.
Right? They're
How
gonna be
much is
like, really, Woody? Paramotor videos?
Yes.
the
How much
rest
of
is
it
in my
is-
pocket. It's still here.
We'll be in Mordor in no time. Woody, the Eagles are coming.
Don't need them. Yes.
No, the Eagles don't show up till the end. It makes no sense, but that's how it works.
Although
Right?
at this point, I'm sure they had some say in getting rid of poor old Kevin Spacey, whose reputation has just been smeared by these spurious accusations of man boy love. Man, I watched Baby Driver the other day. He could fuck my son. Just keep acting, bro. Come on, like he's so good. He's so good.
I mean,
Oh.
you don't have a son, but I mean that's
I'll make
a high
one for him
price
to have.
a TV
Like,
show
see,
that's already on the down.
if it meant that Kevin Spacey kept acting, I would have a son and give him to Kevin Spacey. Keep him locked away somewhere. Name him whatever you want. You can have him.
Now's the time where they think they have me. They think they have me cornered, but they don't see a tiger in the corner. They've never like, and it's just like this fucking thing. I wish he would do that.
Told you he was
where like
good.
he'd come
Yes.
out in real life and make a clip like that. Everyone would hate it, but his career's already over. He molested a boy
Oh, he'll be
years
back.
ago.
Just
You know what it
like-
reminded me of? You ever see Michael Scott giving the speech in the office at the at Lois's or at the wedding, at Phyllis's wedding? He's like the first part of a speech is the most important part. So I like to try 3 or 4. He does like 3 or 4 introductions. I'm Michael Scott.
A joke or
Webster's
something.
dictionary defines wedding as the fusing of 2 metals with a hot torch. It's like, no, that's welding. I'm Michael Scott. You know, she may look patronly today, but back in high school, we called Phyllis the Easy Rider. And he's like, all right, wait a goddamn minute. Like, Bob's got to get up and shove him on stage. Like it was like that with
Yeah.
Lost. They were they had like, it was like 8 different writers were in the room, and they all had a different idea about how the show could be solved, you know, the mystery or whatever. And they were like, and like the showrunner's like listening to all 8, and he's like, yes.
Yeah.
They're like, to what? We just
Only
gave-
I know which one of you 8 gave the correct answer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna forge ahead.
He's raised over.
Maybe I have. Maybe I just don't recognize it. I'll look it up. But go ahead.
He's raised about $30,000 from fans to get this gastric bypass surgery in Mexico. He weighs 460 some odd pounds. He's been heavy for a long time, and the fans are kind of like, dude, you know, you got the money. What's the holdup here? Just seems like you're sitting on our money. And so his latest excuse, Woody, is that his sleep schedule is messed up. And so he's not awake during the hours that his mother is off work. Makes sense, right?
I'm a little lost, actually.
Everyone was, until he went a bit further and he explained that he needs to go over to his mother's house when she's off work because he needs her assistance in booking the appointment. You see, the Mexican doctors are going to need her passport.
He's 32 years old. You don't need a parental signature when you're 32 years old. You could.
No, see, what you don't understand, Woody,
Oh,
is they've
go
got to
on.
punch her passport. When she gets 3 of these referrals, she gets a free burrito.
Oh, well, yeah, now that you lay it out like that, sure. No,
This is the third.
He's not a good liar, right? It would like. He doesn't understand how passports work. That much is clearly true. Doctors don't stamp passports. That's a thing. They don't even check.
I love seeing
So-
you're like with a Rubik's cube of retardation. You're just like,
Jesus Christ.
it's like 8 different colors. It doesn't make sense.
There's more color to the sides.
There's
Yeah,
9
there's-
sides,
One of
right?
them's polka dotted. What do I do with the polka dot?
Wings has a superpower. This is for Kit. In that people forgive him, right? He doesn't come across as like a strong man who's got his act together. Instead, he takes all his weaknesses and vulnerability and lays them bare. And it's actually kind of appealing. Like, you know who this guy is and what's going on. And you're riding this roller coaster of life with him, which, by the way, just goes down and down and down. And you're like, let's like, I don't know. He's like, man, in the time I've started YouTube, he's like a YouTube OG guy. I'm gonna call it 10 years. That's a pretty good estimate. 9.
Okay.
And I bet he's gained 150 pounds, maybe. Kyle, does that sound reasonable?
In the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Well, he is our best source of information. So he's gained somewhere between 200 and 8,000 pounds, roughly. It's really hard to tell. Honestly, I would say he's gained, he probably was at like 330 when he first started his YouTube career. And so, yeah, I guess those numbers work out.
Something like that. This isn't how I pictured it at all. I've been streaming for 6 hours. I've made $13, and I have to make this much more. And I goal is, you guys get 3 minutes of ads. You know?
People, well, he'll be playing this video game Rainbow Six, and and he doesn't have. He has alienated so many people that he doesn't have enough people to play a full party with. Right?
Dear.
As a gaming YouTuber, he doesn't have enough people to like get 6 guys together and go.
That? There's hundreds of people watching him, all wanting to see him rage. He has 500,000 subscribers, something like that, 400,000 or 500,000 subscribers. He can't put together a lobby of 6.
When we want to play like PUBG, it's like I get on my Discord and I'm just who wants to, before I can even put play in, it's like lobby's just insta full. Like when I sign on, 5 people message me at a minimum. Somebody, just hey, can I play? Yeah. He can't get a full party together, so he has to play with randoms. And so the people who are watching live do this thing, which is just ingenious but cruel. They message those people on the PlayStation Network and say, hey, I know you don't know me, but I will pay you $25 if you team kill that fat fuck. He is streaming. He is streaming right now, and he will rage like none other. I got the money. Let's make a deal. Half now, half when the job is complete.
Worst case scenario, you make $12.50. You in?
And so they're team killing him and like ruining. And see what he doesn't understand is that's what the show is. That's what he's like. This is terrible. I'm not able to game at my maximum ability. Now, I was going to come in here. No,
Does he really not know?
He really doesn't know.
I think on a certain level, he
thinks that 500 people are in that crowd because he is such a good gamer and they are interested in seeing him play at a platinum level at Rainbow Six. No, we are there to see what happens when the shit hits the fan. Like that's what we're here for.
It wouldn't be real if he knew necessarily, right? Because it would feel maybe fake if he was like flips his keyboard and you're like, what? That wasn't really.
No, he does
breaks controllers. He throws headsets. He punches walls.
When he doesn't break controllers, that's my favorite. He will take a controller and just and not break it because he can't.
And then he just drops it. And he goes. He's just so full of rage.
So mad.
You can feel the anger. And there's something about seeing someone so furious over something so petty that is just really fun. And he threatens to kill people. He threatens to beat people's teeth out of their heads with a pistol. Like he's like, I'd incapacitate you. I'd knock your goddamn teeth out with my pistol grip. And the guy's like, I'm 14.
And if the guy's obviously 14, he'll be like this.
Yeah, whatever. I hope your family dies in an automobile wreck.
And they're like, what? In a fiery car wreck. I hope they die slowly. I hope you go the rest of your life knowing that your parents died These are like real things. This isn't like
he means it.
He doesn't say things like this. This is pretty close to word for word. Like, I hope you live the rest of your life without your parents knowing they died a terrible fiery death. And you're like, oh my God.
It's a video game. It's a video game.
Well, you don't understand. The guy was camping.
Right.
As Woody has put it, there is an entire industry that has spawned just to like highlight his lowlights. There are a dozen channels now with hysterical names that sort of put montages together of him going crazy and being a bad person. And you might think, well, all right, you give them a month, maybe they get 2 of these montages out. They crank out 3 or 4 a day.
Daily, they make montages.
Daily, there are multiple montages.
And like all these channels, I don't follow it nearly as closely as Woody or Kyle.
They get recommended to me at this point.
Yeah,
at this point, YouTube knows
ambassadors.
it's my guilty pleasure.
But like, it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like all those channels are like a hydra, where it's like, wings tings, head was chopped off and he quit, and then 3 more sprout up in its place. Like there's no
It
way to
never
get
ends.
rid of them all.
Dude,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
outrageous, and they're like production qualities, and their branding is getting better all the time.
What do you
and
what do
like
you guys think about that?
one guy will come out with 3 or 4 videos in a day, then another one releases like a 25-minute video of him raging from that day, and you're just like, you spent 25 minutes of your live stream like insulting children and getting mad about deaths, and it
Oof.
and
What
it's
did you
real.
ask it? Sorry.
It's all good. No, it's all good.
Oh, yeah.
I was just asking like what you so it happens a lot with because those you've seen the Twitch clips, like I just showed you like a 30-second clip, and someone will just take like literally the top 8 Twitch clips of the week and put it in a video and slap it on their channel,
So-
and that's
Yeah.
it.
Wings,
And sometimes I'm like,
Wings has made it so that you can't clip it, right? Like I guess there's a
Well,
setting.
so
Kyle, lay
so
it out
the-
there.
Basically, when you're streaming on Twitch,
Yeah,
it creates a video on demand, a VOD. So he's made it so that those are no longer available, and he instantly deletes them whenever they're created. So now people just sit in there and they continuously clip. They're just like clipping over and over to
compile it.
and then they're compiling it. Yeah.
That's dedication.
So
Yeah,
much
there you
effort.
go. And for
Wow.
no monetary return either. Like,
Wow.
see, that's the thing.
That's
like,
true. That's
he'll be like,
okay.
these people are profiting
true.
off my misery, and then then they'll they'll put that clip in their montage, and then they'll edit in their own monetization page on YouTube and show that they're not completely unmonetized. They're doing it all for the lulz. Yeah, Wings got swatted a while back, so that shut down a lot of those channels. You got to run?
Yeah, I gotta
Hey,
call
where
some
can people find
scammers,
you?
so-
All right. Yeah, before you go though, shout your stuff out.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. It was a blast. You guys are super cool. So it's twitch.tv/kitboga is probably the easiest place
Nice,
to
good
find.
branding.
Yeah, there'll be a
Yeah.
link down below so people can click that, go over there and see this. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. I've always loved prank phone calls. I really enjoy your spin on it. There's no way to dislike you. Like a prank phone caller can sometimes be seen as like an aggressor or a guy going after people, but you're like the white knight of prank phone callers. You're taking out the actual bad guys.
You're doing the
love it.
Lord's work.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks for coming, man. You're welcome
Yeah,
back
absolutely. All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Later,
See ya.
man.
Later.
I really liked him. I really
Yeah, I
liked
did
him a
too.
lot. Yeah, go
I
check out his stuff. Let him know that the Rape Squad Killers sent you. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. He'll be a bit confused at first, and that's the funny part.
That's the funny part. Yeah. I
so-
want a voice modulator so bad.
I'm thinking about buying this motherfucker. This is like it's $200. I'm
This is to
call
me
my
like
dad.
I feel like a guy who has trouble walking who suddenly is like, I want to try doing flips. I guess.
I gotta find a quote from him recently. A recent quote. This is a good one. It's I just got to search back through my history and it'll pop right up. Yeah, here's a quote. Someone asked Wings of Redemption because he was playing Skyrim. I keep voice memos and like notepad quotes of all this shit. I document it. Someday I'll put together a whole study.
I want Wings to be on PKA.
They asked him, what character type would you be if Skyrim were real life? You know, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. He said, quote, the strongest part of my body is my brain. I have a good brain, but my mouth moves quicker than it sometimes. So I'm bad in situations where I have to be redundant a lot. So I'd probably be a mage in real life. That is all. That is all.
So he'd be okay.
And oh,
But you just have to know that, yeah, the Nazis had much better like, you know, when like a Soviet soldier rather, was like walking over the body of a dead German, like there was some resentment there of like, wow, they've got way better shit than us. They didn't even give me a gun initially. Like, he said, Sergey, here's potato, cut piece off, you may be able to plant more food.
So this
Didn't
video
wanna
is
brush past it.
9.5 minutes. We can't watch it all, but I
course
would
we
like
can.
to watch maybe
oh
3
shit.
minutes of it.
Goddamn motherfucking nigga. Nigga goddamn motherfucker.
What is
You've seen it.
happening here? What is-
I haven't seen this video.
You haven't seen this. All right, so this is EDP. This is Eat That Pussy and then some numbers.
Eat that pussy.
Eat That Pussy.
Oh, that
Um,
pussy. Okay.
So let me lay out this video a little bit and set it up some. EDP445 is new to me. I've only discovered him maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. Apparently, he used to be much bigger. He weighs 365 now, but I want to say he's lost like 130 pounds. You know, he was 460 like Wings. Now he's 360. Maybe he was 430, whatever. And he reached out to Wings and basically said, hey, man, I hear you're thinking about doing this surgery. Let's sync up. I'll help you share my experiences. You know, I have more good days than bad ones, and I've lost 100 and some pounds. And, you know, like I can help you, right? He's reaching out to Wings as a guy who's felt a similar pain, and he's just trying to hook him up. And Wings responded like Wings responds, with kind of a, you know,
Blocked him.
He blocked him. You know, didn't he curse him out?
I can tell it didn't go well because the name of the video is a little bitch known as Wings of Redemption.
3, 2, 1, play.
You know what, my nigga Jordy Jordan, Wings of Redemption, bro. Seriously, on some real shit, fuck you, bitch. Like, seriously, fuck you and fuck everything the fuck that you goddamn stand for, dude. I'm sick of motherfucker. You know, like, you're the typical fucking punk ass bitch that wants the entire goddamn world to fucking feel sorry for you and shit. On this motherfucking sob story. Like, I understand why people fuck with you now. I understand why people give you a hard time, troll you, do all this next level motherfucking shit. Bitch, the only motherfucking thing I tried to do, my nigga, was extend my motherfucking hand and shit. You know what I mean? Try to offer you some advice. Try to help you the fuck out. I'm not the type of motherfucker that's going to come here and preach to your ass about what you need to do, what you need to, oh nigga, you need to do this, you need to do that. Fuck it, everybody's body is different, bro. You feel me? But you sitting back over here, my nigga, on this motherfucking sob story and shit, dude, you're a fucking bitch, man. Like, no wonder, dude, people troll the fuck out of you, man. You're a piece of shit, you're a fucking bitch, you're a fucking, like,
it's making me look mild.
God, dude, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You know what I mean? Like, the only thing a motherfucker is trying to do is trying to help you the fuck out. You feel me? And then I get a goddamn video saying that, oh, I've blocked EDP on Twitter and on YouTube and shit. Fuck EDP. It's like, that shit fucking hurts, bro.
Was that the extent of it? Just, blocked. Get out of here.
And I think he told him, fuck you or something like that. Like, I think it was a little more than just a silent blocking.
That could have been some, like, cross promotion. This guy's got some active people in his audience.
It hurt his feelings too. You know, like, there was a part in there where he's like, that shit hurts, nigger. And I believe him. You don't believe him, Kyle.
Oh, you just hit that R a little hard.
You just hit the R a little hard.
I'm sorry.
No, oh,
that's all.
I swear, it's really, I'm just not practiced. I don't know what I'm so sorry.
I can see Kyle's face.
I'm sorry. It was an emotional reaction. It was
when Kyle made that face, I didn't even know what he was talking about. I'm like, what? It's not in my everyday vocabulary.
We know it's not.
It's yeah. So, but I don't know. It's something about that back and forth. I just thought it was worthy of the show. It hit me. Who's the one that, like, Interview by the Vine or something?
Not from
Jack Goff. What the hell's his name? The fat guy from the Honeymoon movies? I can't remember anything.
Oh, wait, the guy from the Honeymooners?
No. He's fat. There's a recent movie. There were like 3 of them that came out in a series. He has a really hard to pronounce name.
Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis used to do a thing, maybe Between the Vines, something close to that. Between 2 vines. Look, it's gone, and piece by piece, I'll put it together. This is what happens. I will not remember a name or a thing, so I throw out a hint, right? Like, hey, I think his name, I don't remember his name. Zach.
His name's Jack, and he does Between the Vines.
Yeah, I'll say Between the Vines, for example, thinking that you guys could help me cross the finish line. But that's not what actually happens. Instead, we all laugh at the hint. And
That's a funny hint.
as if, and that happens to me a ton.
I had a homeless encounter just yesterday. I tweeted about where I was I was near where I live, and this guy came up and was like, clearly like on something. It was like, "Hey, can I clean your windows? Clean your windows? Anything helps." And I was like, "No, I'm good. Thanks though." But I wasn't even in my car. I was walking down the street, and this guy with his spray bottle and handful of wadded up newspapers asked if he could clean my windows, which I think was clearly just a way for me to lead him back to where my car was so that he could rob me or something.
Oh, the next big thing that's happening is UFC 223.
Yeah. When
That
is
is
that?
April 7th is
Getting
when that
close.
happens. Yeah. 2 weeks from now, roughly. And
I got
I
a
am.
question for you. Is it Tony time or is it Khabib time?
Oh, it's Tony time.
It's Tony time. I think it's
It's
Khabib
Tony
time.
time.
I'm all about
I don't
Khabib,
think so.
but not if Cyborg steps in the ring because she's a monster. Nobody's stopping Cyborg. And speaking of which, did you see McGregor talking shit on Twitter in a fancy suit, in a very new money suit?
Oh,
I mean, like
I can't-
he's challenging again, and it's like, when's he gonna come back? Are you really the champion of anything at this point?
Taylor, that's great.
And check out Kit.
Kit, yeah.
And he's linked down below. It's Kit Boga, Kitboga. Yeah, let him know we sent you. Really funny stuff.
And
Yep, check him out.
all right. Painkiller already, 379.